yung kayo na rin po nagsabi, it's the BICAM report po. So, may technical working group po yan from the House of Representatives and the Senate of the Philippines. So, siguro, we can just go back a little lang on the budget process or the legislative process. Siguro I can share a little bit because it came from the Senate po. I was a young staffer from back then. So, pag napasa na po yung batas from the Senate and the House, magbabaycam sila. So, ang i-report po sa floor, at ang i-ratify ng floor, yung mga napagkasunduan nung dalawang houses. Kasi minsan po, magkaiba ang version nila. So, ang i-report po nung chairman ng appropriation at saka chairman ng finance na ipapasa nung dalawa yung agreements nila doon sa mga provisions ng pinasa nilang bill. So, yun po yung BICAM. Pagkatapos po yun na-ratify, babalik po sila sa kanilang mga technical staff and then they will write it again. Lilinisin po nila kasi kung makikita nyo po, ang pinapasa lang po nila sa floor pag nag-ratify sila, even not just the budget po, pati yung mga ibang mga bills, manipis lang po yan. Yun lang pong mga napagkasunduan nila. And then all the rest, wala pa po yan. So babalik po sila sa technical working group nila, sa mga staff nila, isusulat nila na maayos, and then magkakaroon po ng enrolled bill, enrolled version. Yung enrolled version po, yun po yung pinapasa sa Office of the President na pirmado po ng Speaker of the House at saka yung officer po niya, Senate at saka yung SecGens po nila. So yun po yung makakarating sa Office of the President. So yung sinasabi po nila na blanco, sila din lang din po ang makakapagpuno nung blanco.
So walang nakarating sa Office of the President na may blank items? Like,
Di po kasi nakakarating sa Office of the President ang ratified, yung nira-ratify nila sa floor. Kasi iba po ang format nung nira-ratify.
and another clarification, Secretary, kasi sabi nga ni Presidente suboptimal yung description niya doon sa 2025 national budget. So nagkaroon ng adjustments like doon sa press conference sa Secretary Remulla, he said na merong mga additional na intelligence funds sa DILG, so kailangang i-transfer doon sa ibang mga programs. How does it work? Paano po yung magiging sistema noon? Paano yung magiging proseso ng pagta-transfer?
Meron po tayong tatlong mechanism on kung paano po natin pwedeng ma-prioritize yung mga programa po na hindi na naisama sa General Appropriations Act. You have to remember that we have the President's budget. Ito po yung ginawa po ng Cabinet together with the President. Ito po yung pinasa natin sa Kongreso. Ito po yung National Expenditure Program or the President's budget. May mga nakalagay po doon. It's consistent with our Philippine Development Plan, consistent with our socio-economic framework, consistent with the respective roadmaps of the different departments. So, nasa Constitution po na ibibigay po yan sa Kongreso, tapos sila po ang magbibigay sa atin ng go signal kung ano po yung gusto nilang ilagay doon sa General Appropriations Act. Ngayon, nung lumabas po siya, of course, nagkaroon po ng mga amendments yung ating mga nasa lehislatura. Some of it are not yet shovel ready and not consistent or hindi po siya priority ng mga department heads and secretary and the administration. So may tatlong mechanism lang po yan na pwede gawin. Hindi po natin pwedeng basta-bastang ibalik yan dahil bawal po sa atin yan. First, kung ano po yung existing na mga programa mo, may mga line items ka dyan, kung hindi mo po siya magagamit or nagkaroon ka ng savings, may different reasons po for savings. Pinabid mo, mas mura yung lumabas nung pinabid mo. Pangalawa, ayaw mo na yung proyekto, ina-abandon mo na, I think hindi mo na siya priority. Yun po, pwede po tayo mag-augment. Use of savings and augmentation. Ang process po niyan is that i-request po yan ng ahensya and it goes to the Office of the President for approval. Ang second po is use of program appropriations. Of course, yung UA po, there are triggers po na ginagamit dyan para po para po magamit natin yung UA. Kailangan po meron tayong excess revenues certified by the Bureau of Treasury. So yun po, augmentation, savings, and UA, and yung last po is yung another fund po, yung use of contingent fund ng ating presidente. Ito po, mga new projects and urgent projects, pwede pong i-requesto ng mga department heads natin. Of course, we will ask for necessary documentation. Again, Office of the President lang din po ang mag-approve ng contingent fund. Yung tatlo na po yon ang pwede natin gamitin.
Salamat po. Kay ES lang po. Sir, may we have your reaction doon sa sinabi ni Representative Ungab na plano niyang dalhin sa Supreme Court itong usapin ng GAA?
Hindi ko mapipigilan si Congressman Ungab at saka yung mga similarly minded people who would want to put up a challenge. Ang problema natin dyan is hindi kami ang mananagot dyan kung mayroong mang pagkukulang sa bagay na yan dahil BICAM report yan eh. Wala kaming kinalaman sa BICAM report. Ang may kinalaman lang kami yung finished product na pinapirmahan sa presidente. Hindi yung blank check.
Next question, Pia Gutierrez, ABS-CBN.
Kay Secretary Pangandaman, meron pong criticisms on the modifications na ginagawa ng OP on the budget. Could you please explain to us yung legal basis po nitong mga adjustments na ito? Kasi like for example, tinatanong po ng ibang mga congressmen, can the President actually declare savings at the start of the year?
Di naman po, kasi savings nga po. So, nasan ba yung listahan ko kanina? Meron pong mga specific rules and regulations, may budgeting rules and guidelines po tayong sinusunod. Karamihan po doon ay nakalagay sa General Appropriations Act natin. Hindi ko lang memorize yung mga sections. Baka meron kayo dyan. Ano yung mga sections na kailangan? So yun, we follow that. Hindi po kami pwedeng magbalik. Again, hindi po pwedeng magbalik kami ng mga projects and programs na nawala sa GAA. Kailangan po nandoon siya. And may rules po yung tatlong sinabi kong mechanism. May general provisions po tayo for the use of savings, augmentation, and the use of unprogrammed appropriations, and the use of contingent fund. I can provide po the details and the specific general and specific provisions.
Yes.
Gusto ko lang dagdagan. Mayroong kasing tanong, part of that question was, are there already savings as early as now? Yes, of course, because there are many vacant positions na nagkaroon na ng allocation sa budget. Pero if they are unfilled, January, they become savings for the month until na magkaroon ng occupant of that office. Yung sweldo doon, savings yun, technically speaking. So, yung characterization of those funds na hindi na spent for specific purposes beginning the year, this will be part of the savings. Only the President may, however, use the savings through his power of augmentation.
Secretary E.S. Bersman, sir, napag-usapan po ba dito sa forum ninyo kung ano ang magiging implication nitong looming legal constitutional challenges sa budget?
Hindi pa namin alam kung ano yung complexion ng mga challenges. We are just receiving this from the media that there will be challenges. But until we see the actual complexion of all those, whatever challenge may be mounted, it is speculative for us to say or comment on any of them.
Pero ano ho kaya magiging scenarios should it come to that, na magkaroon nga po ng legal challenge sa budget and then the Supreme Court steps in and declares it unconstitutional? Paano ho mangyayari sa budget natin?
Wala. Alam mo, the Supreme Court will never stop the budget from being implemented. Alright? I cannot understand if the Supreme Court will have that tendency to put a stop to it, even if any of those challengers will ask for a TRO. Because the government must function, must be run. Now, sasabihin nila, fall back on the reenacted budget. But the reenacted budget can come only when there is a finding that it has been vetoed or the Supreme Court has nullified the present budget. But that is yet to be in the end of the year, or maybe when this resolution of these challenges will have been delivered. Okay, but right now, the government must continue to function. There is a duly approved budget subject to all those that were vetoed, the items. as we have been clearly telling, the effect of the veto is only to reduce the deficit, no? Because that is all that the veto has as a consequence. The realignments will happen only later on in the spending.